The lost signal. I've always liked the night shift. It's quiet. No managers breathing down your neck. Just you, the console, and the hum of radio static. My name is Elliot Ward, and I've been working at WZFP, a local station on the Maine coast, for nearly 15 years. Most nights I play jazz or take calls from insomniacs with strange theories about aliens or ghosts. But that night, April 17, 2025, I wasn't expecting anything. Just another lonely Thursday. At 1:43 a.m. the signal cut out. Dead air. Then something came through. It wasn't clear at first. Just a hiss, like wind over an old tape. Then, words. Mayday. Mayday. This is the MV Vesper, engine failure, position north 44.6, west 68. I froze. That frequency wasn't public. It was for archived broadcasts only, used for internal testing or playback of old logs. The Vesper? I'd never heard of it. Still, I copied the coordinates and played the tape back 3 times. Each time the voice sounded older. Analog. Like it came from another time. The next morning, I brought it up to Glenn, the station manager. He raised an eyebrow. Vesper? You sure that's the name? We checked the maritime registry. Nothing. No MV Vesper currently registered. No wrecks reported. No local vessels lost. I dug deeper. Eventually, I found a mention, in an old newspaper clipping from 2005. A boat called the MV Vesper had reportedly vanished offshore during a storm in '04. But the article was brief, almost like it had been buried. No names. No follow-up. No confirmation. It was listed as an unverified local rumor. But that wasn't the strange part. The strange part was the frequency. That recording had come from a band we hadn't used since the early 2000s. And it hadn't been activated in over 20 years. I found the old server logs. No access. No scheduled playbacks. It had just appeared. The deeper I went, the more the station pushed back. Files were missing. Passwords changed. Glenn warned me to let it go. But I couldn't. I had to know. So I went into the basement. We call it the crypt. It's where we keep the real tapes, recordings from the early days before digital. I found a dusty box labeled Vesper, 2004. Inside, one reel. Handwritten in red marker, Mayday broadcast, not for airing. I threaded the reel onto the player. At first, just static. Then that voice. Same message. Mayday. This is the MV Vesper. But at the end, something different. A whisper. They told us not to speak. Not to call. But we're still here. Still waiting. The hairs on my neck stood up. This wasn't just a broadcast. It was a plea. From someone who was still out there. The coordinates pointed to a location 12 miles offshore. I borrowed a friend's boat, said I was doing a piece for the station. He didn't ask questions. At dawn, I left the harbor alone. The sea was still. Too still. No birds. No waves. Just fog. As I reached the coordinates, my compass started spinning. My GPS flickered, then shut off. And then. There it was. A silhouette. Barely visible in the mist. A ship. Black hull. No lights. No movement. MV Vesper. I swear I saw it. Heard a faint clanging sound, like metal against metal. I called out. No reply. I recorded footage, but later, nothing was on the tape. Just fog and static. I tried to get closer, but the ship, it faded. As if swallowed by the mist. When I returned, no one believed me. That night, I went back on air. At exactly 1:43 a.m. it happened again. Mayday. This is the MV Vesper. Same message. Same whisper. But this time, I replied. This is WZFP. We hear you. Who are you waiting for? Silence. Then, something new. Elliot. My name. You heard us before. You just forgot. I sat frozen. Because now I remembered something. A faint memory. A dream? A vision? I was 14. There was a storm. I was on a boat. A woman screaming into a radio. And a name, Vesper. Since then, I've been receiving the signal every night. Sometimes it's the same. Sometimes, there are new voices. Whispers. Cries. Static. They say names. Mine. Others. Ones I haven't heard before. People write in now. Listeners. Some say they've seen the ship too. Some say they remember it. Or were related to someone who disappeared around that time. But there's no record. No official file. Just static and memory. Sometimes I wonder if the signal was never meant to be heard. Or if it was meant for someone else. Someone listening in the dark. I still work the night shift. And at 1:43 a.m. I always listen. Not because I believe the ship is real. But because part of me wonders. What if I'm the ghost? And the signal is calling me home?
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next one. Thanks for listening.